Hello, fifth graders. Mrs. Fernanda here again for week 4 of spelling. This week we're going to talk about polysyllabic spelling. I think I mentioned that word in the previous week. It's a big word, just means poly means many, syllabic refers to syllables, so it just means a word with more than one syllable. So let me pull up my PowerPoint for this week to help explain that a little further. All right, so more than one syllable, polysyllabic, makes me think of rabbits. There's always more than one rabbit. All right, spelling by syllables. So what we want to do when we think about polysyllabic words is we really want to think about the syllables and their boundaries. So where does the syllable start? Where does it end? And that way we can be much more successful in spelling words that have more than one syllable because we can spell in syllables. Let me show you what I mean. So for the word extend, extend, I use my wrist and then my elbow. I know that's a 2-syllable word. If I think about just how to spell the first syllable, I'm going to say EX. That's the spelling of X. And then my elbow, tend, T-E-N-D. Much easier. Say the word by syllables, then spell the word by syllables. And then if you want to, you can place a dot in between the syllables as you get more and more comfortable with this, until you get more comfortable with this. The next word is focus. So again, focus. I can hear those 2 syllables. My first syllable, fo, I just hear the F-O. I'm going to spell the second syllable, cus, C-U-S, and then place that dot to make sure that I got all the letters that I hear in each syllable. All right, there are 2 different kinds of syllables we're going to talk about today. One is called an open syllable, and an open syllable is when we hear a long vowel at the end of a syllable. It's usually spelled with the actual letter itself. So focus was an example of that. Focus. Fo is a long O sound. It's spelled with the letter O. It doesn't have a consonant after it. We call that an open syllable. Because, B-E is the first syllable, open, cause. Spider, spy, long I sound, spelled with an I. Spy is an open syllable, der, spider. Fever, fee, F-E, long E sound, ver, open syllable, F-E. Music, mu, M-U, that U says its own name, it's a long U. Music, right? Long open syllable, long vowel open syllable. Closed syllables are kind of the opposite. They contain a short vowel and it always ends with one or more consonants behind it. So for example, rabbit, rabbit. We hear the rab, we should hear that short syllable. So we need to have one of the B's at the end of that syllable to keep that syllable short. Otherwise, you'd be saying rabbit, and that doesn't make any sense. So rabbit. Actually, those are 2 closed syllables. Short vowel, closed up. Velvet. So the velvet rabbit, velveteen rabbit. Velvet, another 2 closed syllables, 2 short vowels followed by a consonant. Dentist. Den, short vowel E, followed by the consonant N. Dentist, closed syllable. Comet, calm, again, short vowel, followed by the M, which is the consonant, closes that syllable. That's called a closed syllable. You don't have to learn all of this all the time, but just to help refresh your memory, we're going to quickly go through our long A like ape. These are our long vowels. E like heel, I like ice cream, O like mole, U like unicorn. And then of course our short vowels, A, E, I, A, and The more you really wrap your head around what the vowels are, the short vowels and the long vowels, the easier that spelling will be and the easier that spelling by syllables will be for you. So that's why we're going to go over them again, right? Okay, here come this week's words on the list of yours. Intend. You can see that I've placed the dot between intend, between the N and the T. I intend to finish my homework before dinner. 2 syllables, the boundary is between the N and the T. Conflict. The group considered how to resolve the conflict. 2 syllables, the boundaries between the N and the F, that should say F, and the F, conflict. 20. There were 20 books on the bookshelf. 2 syllables. Sound long E in the second syllable. Hear that? Twen, T. That Y makes a long E sound in the second syllable. Details. Pay attention to the details, the directions. Details, the 2 syllables sound long E in the first syllable. It's an open syllable. Details, right? You'll get more and more used to this. Shadow. Shadow. The small mouse was hidden in the shadow of the plant. 2 syllables. That long sound O is spelled O-W in the second syllable. O-W, shadow. Extremely. There's 3 syllables. Extremely. My shoulder is the third one. So I'm going to spell E-X. For extreme, T-R-E-M-E. That is that long E sound made by E consonant E again. And then L-E, long E sound spelled with a Y. It was extremely hot today. It was over 100 degrees. 3 syllables with long E spelled with a Y at the end. Deal. She will deal the cards to each player. Long E spelled with the E-A in the middle of the word, long E, deal. Low, they ran low on art supplies. What do we spell the long O with there, do you think? Yes, long O spelled with O-W. Reach, can you reach the top shelf? Long E sound in the middle. Long E is spelled E-A in the middle of that word, reach. So just because we're moving on to polysyllabic words, we're trying not to forget the things we've already learned in our first 3 weeks. Laid, she laid her head on the pillow and fell asleep. The long A sound, remember long A sound can be made A consonant E, A-I in the middle of the word or beginning of the word, and A-Y at the end of the word. This is in the middle of the word, spelled A-I. Tank, he fills the gas tank regularly. N sounds like A-N-G-K, ank, tank. We kind of make this funny little G sound, but we're only going to spell it A-N-K. Hidden, hidden, hidden. Because we have a short sound I at the beginning of the word, we need a D there. Hidden, right? We're doubling the D. We're going to double the D. We found a baby lizard hidden in the garden. Steel, the bridge was made of steel. We have that long E sound in the middle, and then we have a homophone of steel. No one can steal the jewels. Wide, the door was wide open. Long I, consonant E. That's how we're spelling that one. Broad, the road was flat and broad with a lot of space to ride. Broad, we have the aw sound in the middle, homophone. Oh, that's not the right one there. Let's ignore that last one there. And then we are going to go to our memory steps, because as we do more polysyllabic words, we want to remember our memory steps. Read the word, say the syllables to help you spell, underline any hard parts, then cover the word, say and write the word by syllables. And if you write it by syllables, you'll be more likely to get it correct. And then of course, check. All right, go ahead and grab your notebook or grab your paper, and let's do some guided spelling on the whiteboard. All right, let me grab a text box. It's going to have me write in purple first. Let's write the word index. So again, we're writing by syllables, index. So we hear the I-N, that's easy. I'm going to go ahead and put that dot just to show you how to do that again. And then dex, we hear the D, we hear the E, the cat is at the edge of the chair, short E, X, index, easy by syllables. The next word is contrast. The house painter used light colors and dark colors for contrast. Con, C-O-N, I'm going to put the dot, contrast. T-R-A-S-T. Now you remember from the very first week that I said every syllable in English has to have what kind of letter? A vowel. So you can see, you can keep track and make sure you see that every syllable has a vowel sound. Every syllable has a vowel sound. The third word is steel. The bridge was made of steel. This kind of steel is double L. The next one is reach. Can you reach the top shelf? We're going to use the R-E-A there with the ch sound, the two C and H together, making a consonant diagraph, the ch sound, one sound, two letters. Oh, let's write the word tank. We had a full tank of gas, T-A-N-K. Whatever you hear there, it's only those letters there. And then let's do wide. He opened the cereal box wide. We're using the I consonant E there. And then let's write the word impressed, impressed. So we've got I am im dot press. Let's go ahead and write that base word press. Now make it into impressed. We need to add the ED. Remember, we can't add a T for that kind of ending. We can't add just a D. We have to always add the ED, even if that isn't what we hear. Okay, let's do tidy. Tidy. We have an open syllable tie, and we have D here as well. D, long E at the end of a polysyllabic word is a Y. All right, let's do just one more before we finish today. The word is intended, intended, intend, and then we're gonna add the ending ED right there. Okay, let's go ahead and stop there. That's a lot of information for one day. If you need to watch that video again, feel free. Otherwise, start studying your words, and I will see you next time. Thanks for being with me.